Welcome back to We Are The Watchmen Weekly. This is RC Williams, a special treat. We are here with Lieutenant Governor of North Carolina, Mark Robinson. Sir, it's a pleasure.
Very nice to be here. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you just gave an incredible speech at the American Renewal Project tour stop, and it's had us thinking a lot about the work that you're doing in state. Can you frame for us what the situation in North Carolina is leading into the 2024 election and why you chose to run for governor?
Well, North Carolina has come a long way in the last 13 years. Prior to 2010, North Carolina was in a bad spot, both politically and economically. We were $3.4 billion in debt to the federal government. We were furloughing state workers. Teachers didn't get a raise for 6 years. There was a Republican takeover in 2011. And after that, and those folks that came in, those conservatives that came in, they went to work on that economy. And now we find ourselves in a great place in the state. We're not only not in debt to the federal government anymore, we now have a $5 billion surplus. We're giving our state employees raises every year. And we're the #1 business destination 2 years running. And so we have a grand opportunity now to start the process of expanding our economy. Along with that, we have an opportunity to make some reformations in our education systems that'll keep the good times going here in North Carolina. But we're not going to be able to do that if we don't have the right people in the right places.
Right.
We need a governor who's going to be on board, an attorney general who's going to be on board, and of course a legislature and courts that are going to be on board. So much of what has held North Carolina back from doing everything it needs to do to take that next great step of success has been the governor, the AG, and courts. We've got a lot of those things figured out, but those last two pieces are going to be a necessity. That's why this particular race is so important. I'm convinced that our opponents on the other side, they want to book in this country.
Yeah.
California on one side and North Carolina on the other. And they can do that if they take the governor's mansion they feel like. But I don't believe we're going to let them do that. We're going to do the right thing here.
Lieutenant Governor, my wife and I saw you speak at CPAC a couple of years ago, and you were on for maybe 12 minutes. And we said at that point, we said, that's the next governor of the state. As Christians, what do Christians and believers today need to understand? Give us the top 3 things as to why this is so important.
They need to understand that, the absolute essence of Christianity is freedom. Freedom in Jesus Christ. And then the absolute essence of the nation that was formed under the belief that God gives us that freedom. The absolute essence here is freedom. And we see those freedoms being stripped away from us every day. Parents not having the right to decide their children's educational destiny. People not being able to voice their opinions without being browbeat by a federal government. Those freedoms are being stripped away by those who don't believe in those premises. That's why it's so important for Christian folks to get involved. And for those that say Christianity and the church does not mesh with politics, I always tell them this. Take a look at the last obstacle that they had to overcome to crucify Jesus Christ. Who do they need to ask for permission? It was a governor, a politician. That is there for a reason. The church has a duty to get involved with politics to ensure that the people who are in those seats that are ordained by God have the mind of God there with them to lead the nation in the right direction. And as long as the church does not do that, we're going to continue to see some of the bad effects that we're seeing now, both nationally and in many of our states.
Lieutenant Governor Robinson, in our travels, people are watching this race and the work that you're doing closely, and they want to be able to support you. How can they do that?
They can visit my website, www.markrobinson4NC. That's FORNC.com. They can go there. They can read our story. They can find out about what they're doing, and of course, they can donate to us as well.
Thank you so much, Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson. A pleasure.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after this.